WNYathletics.com would like to thank today's sponsors. Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Ready to sell your home? Visit howardhanna.com today. Howard Hanna. Home happens here. Western New York Immediate Care, with 4 convenient locations in the Buffalo area: Amherst, Buffalo, Depew, Lancaster, and Orchard Park. Western New York Immediate Care is now offering telemedicine services to provide you care anytime, anywhere. Visit WNY Immediate Care on-site or virtually at WNYimmediatecare.com. Logistics Plus Buffalo is your go-to resource for all your transportation needs. LP moves freight of all shapes and sizes all across the world. Call LP Buffalo today at 716-877-9653 or email buffalo@logisticsplus.com. AdPro Sports. AdPro is the largest team sports dealers and brand merchandise providers in the nation. For a variety of custom merchandise solutions, from apparel to promotional items, visit adprosports.com. Empire Electric. For all your home, business, or office electrical needs, call Empire Electric at 716-634-0330. Free estimates and financing available for all customers. Empire Electric. Call 716-634-0330.
It's Thursday night football on Western New York Athletics. The Albion Purple Eagles and the East Aurora Holland Blue Devils coming up after this. Over the last half-century, the easternmost team in Section 6 has built an incredible foundation of tradition. The 2022 Albion Purple Eagles have the chance to add their own impressive chapter to their football history books. After starting the season with back-to-back losses, second-year head coach David Scripp has empowered his team, which has won their last 4 contests.
I think that was one of the most proudest things for me, is to be able to look out on the field and know that my kids are going to give 100% no matter what situation that we're in.
Giving 100% every game so far this season are the Jones brothers. Seniors Amari and Javon have combined for 12 touchdowns on the ground and through the air for the Purple Eagles this year.
You know, I can rely on all my boys, but my brother, it's just different. Like you said, growing up together, you know, just having that chemistry together, that, you know, it's unreal, it's different.
A 3-year offensive lineman at the University at Buffalo, head coach Scripp brings with him the knowledge he learned at the Division I level.
I think one of the biggest things is just believing in each other. One of our big things we used to say up there is believe in each other, and I think that's one thing that these kids, I try to instill in these kids, even when there are moments that where we're down or we're facing adversity, to believe in each other and a brotherhood, and bringing that to the football field and all over.
The final road game of the 2022 season brings the Purple Eagles to East Aurora High School, where they face off with a team looking for just their second win on the regular season.
For us to understand that a record doesn't define a team, because we were in that situation too. People could have looked at us at 0-2 to start out the year and counted us out, and you know, just to understand that's a little edge for them. When a team has nothing to lose per se and a team has everything to lose, it's a lot.
In his 6th season on Center Street in East Aurora, head coach John Swinich has used a fall riddled with injuries to key players to embrace what makes coaching at the high school level so important.
As long as you do everything you can to make them successful, then I think that's a win. You know, no matter what your record is. Sometimes that record, like this year with our injuries, our record doesn't reflect the heart and the ability we have. But as long as they leave having a good experience, and we do our job to build them up and make them, you know, good, decent young men, and I think that we did our job.
With senior receiver Lux Fiegel and lead power back Brady Wiskup suffering season-ending injuries, third-year starting quarterback Max Fryer has gotten to see the next generation of Blue Devils step up in their vacancy.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that our record really shows what this team has. East Aurora's a bright future. I think we're taking strides towards better things, for sure.
In the past, maybe we would have put guys in and we would have been a little concerned if they could have competed. But these guys have shown us that no matter what, they can compete. And so we're excited. We're excited to see how they finish this season and then to get them ready for next season when that starts again for us.
Prior to Thursday night's matchup with the Purple Eagles, the graduating class of 2023 will be honored before kickoff, which includes East Aurora senior Max Fryer, who will make his final start at home in his 3-year varsity career.
They do a lot of stuff similar to us, so I think it's going to be a good battle. We've had some close games, some tough losses, and look forward to finishing the year strong.
Week 7 of Thursday Night Football. It's the Albion Purple Eagles and the East Aurora Holland Blue Devils. Coming up on Western New York Athletics. We welcome you to East Aurora High School, the site of Thursday Night Football on Western New York Athletics for Week 7 of the football regular season here on WNYA. Good to have you with us, folks. Jack Cruiser, joined by the legendary head coach Mike Fatta in the booth at East Aurora High School for Week 7 of the regular season. Albion rolls into today looking for their 5th straight victory after starting the year 0-2 in B2 play. The East Aurora Holland Blue Devils on senior night look to get their 2nd win on the year as they currently stand at 1-5. We go down to Tom Prince.
I'll tell you right now, you've seen East Aurora Holland's been in every single game this season, especially through the half. It's senior night for them. You know this is going to be a big game that they're going to bring to. Albion comes off 2 big losses early to start the game, very young on the line. You're going to see them get better and better, as you've seen, get them better and better throughout the year. This should be a big game. Look for Amari Jones to run the ball because he is a running quarterback, can run and throw.
Thank you, Tom. The first kickoff of the game from the Purple Eagles as they won the toss and deferred to the second half. East Aurora Holland will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36. We welcome in Coach Mike Fatta to the broadcast. Coach, glad to have you with us again.
Good evening. Good evening. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday indeed. Coach, your keys to the game for the East Aurora Holland Blue Devils.
Well, as East Aurora rolls out here, I think, talking to Coach Winich before the game, is everything's really going to run through Max Fryer. So really his success will be the team's success tonight. He's looking to get him activated in the run game, and when they need big plays, they're going to go to William Mersman. So I think really it's going to revolve around Max Fryer.
And for the Albion Purple Eagles on the other side, we'll get there when they take over, as the first pass of the game is a completion to William Mersman, right on cue. A big pickup on 1st down, entering offensive territory are the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Coach Swinich said if they want to be successful tonight, they have to get Mersman involved, and there they go, right away with the quick post there, and they got the ball moving early, and they got their guy targeted.
Mersman gets to the 46, and down there, East Aurora on senior night looking for win number 2 on the regular season. They go with the handoff to the senior Jimmy Tresmond on 1st down to no avail.
Yeah, looking for the read option from Fryer there, and that's something that, again, they're going to look to all night long to see how Albion is defending it. And there, I thought he might have been able to pull it, but maybe they're just kind of feeling out what Albion's doing against that.
This East Aurora Holland team losing 3 key players for the season due to injury. Their running back, Brady Wiskup, a sophomore, out for the season, as well as who was their leading pass catcher, Lux Fiegel. He's out for the year as well, ending his senior season early a few weeks ago. A handoff again on 2nd down, snuffed out for a minimal gain. Tresmond with the touch.
And Fryer there, looked like he might have pulled the ball or wanted too late, but a clean exchange, but it brings up a 3rd and long. I think Albion would be wise to keep a couple sets of eyes on Mersman here.
This Albion defense up front, 2 seniors and a junior on the defensive line. The senior Amari and Javon Jones, the brothers at the 2 safeties. Now go to a single high look as East Aurora spreads it out. One in the backfield. Rolling left. Fryer throws on the run. Caught. Zach Hornquist along the near sideline. Makes the play to around the 37 where he's taken down just shy. They rule it incomplete, I beg your pardon. How about that? So it'll be 4th and long now.
Thought Fryer might have sent Hornquist up for a highlight reel hit there. I think that might have had something to do with his bobble and incompletion.
It was the senior Dallas Eckert who was creeping up on him.
Yeah, Eckert almost had a big hit opportunity there.
4th down and 8. Fryer in the gun. A man jumps on the defensive side. That's Aquil Gaffney on the defensive end spot. Let's take a look at the East Aurora offense in the meantime. Senior quarterback Max Fryer, the 3-year starter, an East Aurora High School class of 2023 man. He went down last game with a suspicious hit to the head that they took him out for concussion protocol. It was deemed he did not have a concussion, so he's back here this week, though the sophomore Connor Schmidt stepped up in his place last week. We mentioned the senior William Mersman out wide, also an East Aurora student. Look for him here on 4th down and short, lined up on the slot on the near side.
That penalty gives East Aurora an opportunity to run our pass here.
They elect to pass with Fryer. Looking left, throwing deep for Mersman. Jump ball! Intercepted! Amari Jones picks it off at his own 15.
A great matchup there. Two of the better players on each team. And looks like Albion comes down with the first win of those matchups today with Amari Jones picking it off. Two-way player.
Amari Jones with his 3rd interception on the year. Well, it works out just as well as a short punt for East Aurora. Albion will take over at their own 16-yard line, 1st and 10, and the senior Amari Jones will go from interception getter to quarterback. In the gun is Amari. Handoff up the middle.
You would have hoped Amari Jones had the wherewithal there to knock that down, but he was in a contested ball with Mersman, and you know, I think he was probably thinking about winning that battle and not just breaking it up and giving it up to Mersman.
Well, there's Jacob Hewson, the lead running back for Albion this season. The senior has 186 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground this year. This Albion offense led by the Jones brothers. Amari at quarterback with 9 touchdowns through the air, 5 on the ground, and Javon with 6 touchdowns through the air out wide, the 3-month younger brother of Amari Jones. A handoff again for Hewson, up the middle again, this time taken down after a short gain, just past the 30.
Yeah, Albion running into the teeth of the defense there. East Aurora has a pretty packed box. They had 7 in the box against only 6 for Albion, and I'm sure Albion's going to look to get the ball in the perimeter there.
3rd down and 4. Jones hands off again. Javon Jones with the carry. He finds a hole on the left side. Javon picks up the 1st down and spins his way out of another tackle. Finally taken down before the 40.
Javon Jones there showing some moves, and Albion goes to a 2-back set, giving the ball, even out their numbers a little bit there against that 7-man box, and Jones did the rest. Jones really made that, with that cutback, really made that work.
3 straight runs for the Albion Purple Eagles. Can you tell their head coach is an offensive lineman? On the first drive of the game, they go ground for the first down for the visitors. 1st and 10 now from their own 39. And their first passing play, a deep shot down the left sideline. Reaching back for it was Nick Harling, though it sails out of bounds.
And 4 verticals there from Albion. Those offensive linemen also want to score, Jack. So I think he sees the weakness of what East Aurora's doing, and he's attacking it. But those guys running straight downfield were matched up all across the board and contested ball there. But I think you're going to see more of that. I think you're going to see more of him attacking the perimeter here.
It was Jimmy Tresman in coverage on the play, the senior running back slash cornerback, a 3-year starter on the defensive side of the ball, evades a big play on first down. Now 2nd and 10. Jones looking to throw again. Steps up in the face of pressure. Rolls left. Amari Jones to the 45.
You know, one of East Aurora's keys was making sure that they are aware of where and what Amari Jones is doing, and you can see him threatening as a run there. That's going to be something that they need to take care of because, you know, dropping back the pass is one thing, but having that threat to break out of that and get in unstructured situations where he's on the perimeter, you can kind of make a guy miss, and he's dangerous. So they got to make sure they keep an eye on him when he does drop back.
It was Isaac Mahalik who put the pressure on the previous play, forcing Jones out of the pocket. Another 3rd down for the Purple Eagles, this time from their own 45, looking to gain 4. Shotgun snap, hand off to the chest of the running back up the left side of the offensive line, pushing his way past the 50 and seemingly getting the first down is the wide receiver slash running back Javon Jones.
A lot of Jones out there today. To keep them straight, Jack. At least I got to.
Javon now with 2 first downs on the ground for the Purple Eagles, though he leads them in receiving as well. 18 catches for 358 yards. He's just got 89 yards on the ground on 13 carries entering today. 1st and 10, right at midfield. Albion marching. Under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Their first drive, looking to go deep. Jones to Jones. And it's incomplete. Jimmy Tresman was there.
Yeah, Murray going to his brother. He was singled up over there and had a shot. It was well defended. A lot of good balance so far, I think, out of the play calls from Albion.
This offense, the offensive line, mostly underclassmen. 3 juniors on the left side of the line from left tackle to center. The lone senior, Nick Ratter, lines up at right guard. The 6'5", 335-pounder, look for him pulling. And at the right tackle position, the sophomore Luke Bell. 2nd and 10 from the 50. Amari will tuck it and run to the right side in the face of pressure. Jones bowls over a man at the 45. And he's down inside the 35.
Yeah, another designed run there from Albion. Just running to their numbers and moving the chains. This drive is, what about 50 yards and counting here?
16 yards on 2nd and 10 sets up a new set of downs for the first time in offensive territory for Albion. At the 34, East Aurora playing in front of their hometown crowd for the final time this season. Their first drive ended in an interception. Amari Jones rolls to the left. He's going to run it. Amari Jones. First down, Purple Eagles.
It's the old same play other way. And I don't know, maybe Albion does that until they get stopped, because there was another double-digit run there for Jones. Looks like he's tired, though, Jack.
Well, Amari on the ground, over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns entering week 7. Last week at Cheektowaga, he was named Western New York Athletics Freak of the Week with 2 touchdowns through the air and 2 on the ground, totaling 280 yards all-purpose. 1st and 10 at the 17 now. A drive that started at their own 16. They flipped the field. 4 wide again for Albion. A high snap handled. Jones to the end zone. Intercepted. 2 East Aurora Holland Blue Devils were there. It looked to be an interception, though 2 Blue Devils collide.
I think it would have been, Jack, but the pattern brought everyone to the middle of the field. It was like double posts. Everyone came to the middle. There was multiple people there, and unfortunately for East Aurora, 2 of their own players ran into each other. It might have cost them an interception.
Tough to tell who the pass was intended to. Javon Jones, the senior, Kwame Riley, the sophomore, the 2 leading receivers for Albion. 2nd and 10. Jones throws the screen to his brother Javon. Javon hit at the 15, tackled there. Pickup of about 3.
Yeah, well defended by East Aurora. So brings up a third down here. That's one of the longer third downs on the drive, I think.
On a drive that started at their own 16. We've amassed over 4 minutes on the drive so far as they're now at the opposing 14, 3rd and 7, though they've picked up 4 first downs already. Javon Jones to the top of the screen, out to the left. All alone up there on an island. Houston, the running back. Amari Jones, the quarterback. Fakes the pitch, hands it off to Houston. He is met in the backfield. Rory O'Brien from the middle linebacker spot makes the tackle.
Yeah, O'Brien there immediately did not fall for that counter. I think that what they wanted was to have East Aurora compensate for that quarterback run they've had success with early on. But O'Brien wasn't having it. He was there. He was there waiting. Good play, brings up a 4th down for Albion. That was a big stop by O'Brien. There's a must-win here for Albion.
He's the senior play caller in the middle of the defense for East Aurora. Same formation for the Purple Eagles. Amari looking for Javon. Going end zone. Incomplete again. Mersman slid over from the safety spot. Tresmond was one-on-one with Javon Jones.
Yeah, Mersman's no dummy. He saw that singled up receiver to the wide side of the field there, and he was there to help immediately. I think number 21 came open there for Albion, Eckert. For Albion, get back to that little trip sponge formation there, as Eckert came up and wide open early on in that play, but I think that play was all about getting it to Javon Jones singled up.
The East Aurora Holland Blue Devils start on their own 16-yard line for their second drive on the day. An interception at the opposing 16 ended their first. Max Fryer back in the gun with 3 receivers out wide. The handoff to the senior Tresmond. Up the middle, he continues to push the Purple Eagles back past the 20-yard line.
It's a hard run by Tresmond.
Jimmy Tresmond plays about every position on the field. Head coach John Swinich in his 6th year says he's one of the few players he's had that he can't get off the field. Special teams, defense, offense, he's out there every down. He hasn't missed a down all season in a year where his teammates have fell victim to injury so far this year. 2nd down, 5 to go at the 22-yard line. Rolling to his right, Fryer wants to run with it, though he's met by the defensive line of Albion right around the line of scrimmage.
Well, just like we saw from Amari Jones, a designed run from Max Fryer. Albion was right there, though. I think it looks like a 3rd and 1.
It was Josh Bovenzi at the outside linebacker spot making the play on the run. He slides there, filling in for the injured Shaquay Riley, who was not here tonight. He is cleared, however, for next week. But a senior outside linebacker on the sidelines in a divisional game could prove to be crucial. The handoff inside. Zach Hornquist met by Amari Jones on the near side at the hashes.
A little kind of scissors play there, quick reverse to the outside. Ended up being a good call for East Aurora, get a fresh set of downs. I'd look for Mersman here, Jack. I think that first play of the game showed how vulnerable Albion can be if they don't double him, and I know Coach Swinich was expecting him to get doubled today.
Just off your screen to the bottom right, he's one-on-one with Dallas Eckert. One safety high for the Purple Eagles. Fryer in the gun. Looking towards Mersman. Incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage. Actually brought Jones off the edge there. Brought the safety all the way down to try to get pressure, but good coverage there by Eckert.
The two Jones brothers, born 3 months apart, have grown up playing football together, and they play at the 2 safety positions for Albion on the defensive side of the ball. two pairs of brothers on this Albion team. Shaquay, previously mentioned, and the sophomore Kwame Riley. Also two corners and linebackers, though Shaquay, of course, not playing here today. Kwame lined up on the far side. In motion is Hornquist. Handoff instead to the big number 56, Rory O'Brien.
Yeah, Jones there. Amari Jones caught him flat-footed, gave him a little pop at the end. It's gotta be cool for those guys to play safety together, and two brothers, and it's kind of cool way to grow up, right? Playing back there together and calling the shots. Yeah.
Not only that, you want to go have a catch. You've got your starting quarterback and your starting receiver.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
3rd down and 4 for East Aurora. They converted on a 3rd down already this drive. Handoff to Jimmy Tresman on the right side of the tackle. Stiff arms away from Javon, though Javon Jones wraps him up and makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, those Jones brothers seem to make the world go round here for Albion. Both sides of the ball.
Fourth down and 4 to go as we enter the final minute of play in the first quarter between two teams in Class B2. East Aurora will punt. A booming kick away from Jack Brown. The guard gets it inside the 30, downed by fellow tackle Edward Randall. That is where the Purple Eagles will take over on offense, inside their own territory here on Western New York Athletics. Glad to have you with us for Thursday Night Football. 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. So Albion, the last time they had the football, make it a 5-minute drive that got them from their own 16 to the opposing 16, and then a turnover on downs flipped the script. 3 wide to the near side. Amari Jones tucks it and runs up the middle. Big hole. Amari, stiff arms away from one man. Down the sideline, he bounces off another and finally steps out before the 40.
That was a design run again for Amari Jones. Thought East Aurora had the numbers to defend that, but they might have over-pursued on their right side of their defense because the middle opened wide open, and Jones exploded that.
Amari Jones, also a basketball player. You'd get called for a hand check on that play on the hardwood, though there he's able to stiff arm away from the number 10 of East Aurora and bounce out to the near side, picking up the first down at the 44. 1st and 10, handoff to Houston. Up the middle, another hole. Houston gets a nice block, continues around the near sideline. Down at the 23. It's the second play in a row. Connor Schmidt was the man to beat. Putting a nice block on him was Dallas Eckerd. The final 10 seconds of the first quarter will tick away as Albion drives inside East Aurora territory on 3 plays from their own 35 to the opposing 24. We will take a break and come back with quarter number 2 after this quick message from Tom Prince. Tom, go ahead.
Don't know, Coach Scripp is not only was a coach right now, but he was a player here at Albion from 2004 to 2007. He actually played under Coach Dick DeMonico, 200-win coach here in Western New York, and he was the captain of that team. Coach actually goes on and plays at the University of Buffalo, but before he goes on to University of Buffalo, he is actually, as a junior and a senior, an all New York State offensive lineman and an all Western New York offensive lineman. He was absolutely one of the top players in Western New York when he played, and he's now doing it as a coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tom. David Scripp. Nice feature there from Tom Prince. We'll send you to break and be right back after this on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Second quarter action underway. Amari Jones wants a touchdown, and he's got it! Javon Jones hauls it in. His 7th touchdown on the season. Jones to Jones.
Yeah, they're singling Jones up out there and not putting that corner in a very good situation because he's a great athlete, and together with his brother, able to get him the ball in that post. That's, you know, they're going to need help out there because they can't leave that corner hanging like that.
In just 42 seconds, the Albion Purple Eagles in 5 plays march from their own 34 to the end zone, and they'll go for 2. Along the near side hash, Jones pitches it for Houston. Good for 2. An 8-0 lead for the Albion Purple Eagles with still 11:54 to go in this first half of play.
Yeah, really catching. East Aurora has to adjust there, I think, because that's the 3rd time they targeted Jones being singled up and kind of adjusted the route there and got inside leverage on that corner. No safety there. They look like zero coverage, and that's too easy, just throwing a pitch and catch post. You know they've done that before, those two, right?
You could
Two
imagine
brothers.
Thanksgiving, basically not just Thanksgiving, any day growing up, hey, you want to go play catch. In fact, Coach Scripp, this out in Albion, which, folks, for you that don't know, out east and north of Batavia. You go east of Batavia, about 10 minutes away from Brockport. They're the easternmost team playing in Section 6. Not much else going on in Albion outside of playing ball, be it basketball, baseball, or football. That's what most of these guys do. At Columbus Day practice this Monday, they had practice in the morning, and Coach Scripp said, I better not find any of you at the park playing football later on today. Go home and rest.
Yeah. I'm sure those two have done that, what we just saw for 6 points countless times in the backyard. Or at the park.
Or at the park, of course. Well, with Coach Scripp, of course, grew
Not
up
on Monday, though.
playing at Albion. Not Monday, though you could assume every other day of the week those kids are out there. Coach Scripp grew up playing at the same parks, so he says he drives by them every day and usually sees 11-on-11 football going on.
Yeah, he's part of that tradition at Albion for years and years. Albion being a powerhouse in Section 6, and I know we were a victim of that, not only as a coach but as a kid. They'd beat on us every year. I know Tom mentioned Coach Domenico, who's a legend in the area, and he's trying to continue that. Looks like he's off to a good start as a coach.
Here's Dylan Austin, past the 30. As the kick from Amari Jones, he does it all. Kick, he's a quarterback, he's the safety. Boots this one to Austin, who takes it past the 30. East Aurora for their second drive, make it their 3rd drive on the day. They'll start at their own 33.
Yeah, Coach Scripp, you could tell talking to him before the game that he really wants to continue the culture that Albion has shown for years and years. And when he talked about the keys of the game, he didn't talk about the X's and O's. He talked about playing hard. He talked about being physical and all those things that really win games with these kids. And it just shows you he gets it. And I can see in his 2nd year already, taking an 0-2 team and going 4 straight, trying to make it 5 tonight. That's the kind of thing that 2-3 years into a career here is going to really turn a program, look upward.
Earlier on this season, Coach Scripp brought in the 1981 sectional championship team at Albion and had the players come in and talk to the current team. Of course, over 40 years ago. A lot of these guys are getting up there in age and coming back to see the locker room hasn't changed an ounce. Neither has the field, though they've added some modern technology to it. They've got the same lockers. The old players came in and said, I sat right there next to this guy and him. It was a good moment for the current players to see that tradition, not just on the walls, but in person.
Right. Is that 40 years ago?
41.
It's actually more than 40 years. Yeah, and that continued, again, Albion, through the 80s. I assume the 90s for sure, I know. Like I said, we were victims of that. And, all the way up to today, it's a football town for sure.
East Aurora, predominantly a soccer town. They've got the #1 team in New York State in Class A and have won many state titles for the soccer program. Looking to build a bit of a football one here as a flag flies on first down as Hornquist makes the catch.
He might have a lineman downfield there.
Talk about a team that rolled over you growing up. Boy, East Aurora was always the thorn in my side playing soccer.
Yeah, I can't speak to that. I know, East Aurora's a program too. They've had their years where they've had success, and you can tell the culture here has changed too with Coach Swinich. I know he's been trying to get those guys in the weight room and getting those guys committed year-round to football. And you could tell down there in the warm-ups the kind of culture the schools have, and it was positive on both sides today.
East Aurora called for a penalty on the offensive line that backs them up for first and long here. 1st and 15 as they'll replay first. Max Fryer, after having his #1 pass catcher, Lux Fiegel, go down a few weeks ago with a season-ending injury to the 6'4" tight end. He's seen the other faces step up, including Tyler Conter. Here he's looking for an outlet. He'll tuck it and run, picking up a block from Hornquist. Fryer's down after a short gain, just escaping a sack. Just a good work from Fryer. 1st and long, he'll turn what could have been a disaster into something positive.
And Fryer is the key of the game for East Aurora. So if he doesn't have success, it's likely their team won't. So he needs to get going, and Coach, I'm sure, is going to call plays to help that along. But Fryer in combination with obviously Mersman, who's he's targeted successfully already today, and Tresman, they really need to hopefully in this drive get some positive yards and get the chains moving.
2nd down and 12 from their own 31, and a timeout on the field from head official Jeff Martek. That'll stop the clock with 10:20 to go here in the first half of play. Albion, thanks to a touchdown from Javon Jones from 24 yards out, is up 8-0. Max Fryer in the gun. Dylan Austin at the bottom of your screen out of 4 receivers wide. In motion is Hornquist. Fryer tucks it and runs left to the 30. Gets around Amari Jones. Fryer just around the first down marker. He'll move the sticks with his legs.
It was quarterback on quarterback there. I was watching Amari Jones step up, and I thought he had the tackle right around the line of scrimmage, but Fryer says, I can run too, and got around him and ran for first down. Like we said, if East Aurora is going to have success today, it's got to revolve around Fryer, and he answers the call there.
3-year starter for East Aurora, getting honored as a senior here before tonight's contest. His last game under these EA lights. 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line, same formation. No man in motion, instead the handoff to Nick Volvo. Volvo met at the line of scrimmage by 3 Purple Eagles and is pushed down there.
Yeah, nothing doing there. The run bounced. I don't know if that was the intention, but it bounced those linebackers coming over the top, and again, those safeties coming down. Amari Jones that time coming down. He didn't make the tackle, but he turned it in.
Quill Gaffney and Austin Johnson, along with a few other linemen for Albion, stop the first down run for a minimal gain, 1 yard. 2nd and 9 with under 9.5 to go. In the first half of play, East Aurora looking to respond after suffering the game's first score on the previous drive. In motion again is Hornquist. Fryer looking to throw deep. He's got a man, Austin. Can't make the catch. Kwame Riley in coverage.
Yeah, Austin had more than a step. He had to kind of come back to the ball, and then I don't know if he tried to scoop it and run there before he caught it, but he had a chance for sure.
It'll bring up 3rd and long again. You saw Fryer kind of go through his progressions. He was looking at Hornquist, perhaps maybe to draw the defense in, and he did just that, just underthrew Dylan Austin, the senior receiver, who stepped up in Fiegel's absence, as Dylan's got 103 yards on 9 catches, 2 touchdowns. He's been a good kick returner all year for the Blue Devils, though hasn't had the looks nearly as much as he would like offensively. Then Fiegel goes down. He's got the chance. Hornquist again moving. Instead, it's a handoff inside for O'Brien. The former offensive lineman gets a decent gain on 3rd down, though not enough for the first.
We assume they run it with the intention of going forward on 4th, which looks like the case.
Well, East Aurora hasn't picked up more than 1 first down each drive they've had so far. This, their 3rd, though they've gotten inside offensive territory on the previous 2 drives. 8.5 to go in the first quarter. Albion up 8-zip at a timeout called on the field by the Blue Devils. We'll take a break and come back with the 4th and 5 play after this on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
4th and 5 coming up for East Aurora Holland as they picked up 1 first down already on this drive here on Western New York Athletics. Thursday night football. The Albion Purple Eagles scoring on their last drive with Amari and Javon Jones connecting for their 9th touchdown on the season. 4th and 5 at the 49-yard line for East Aurora. Max Fryer goes deep over the middle. Mersman can't haul it in. Amari Jones was there in coverage.
Yeah, Albion had Mersman bracketed there, and he still got his hands on the ball. He could have came down with it. A lot of times, especially in high school, you want to double a kid, but it's not effective because, I don't know, maybe we don't work on it enough, but we figure we're doubling them, and that's everything we need to do. But he had his hands on the ball and could have came down with it.
Well, it's the best starting position here for Albion, as they'll start in offensive territory for the first time today at the opposing 49. 8:10 to go in the first half of play. Albion looking to score on back-to-back drives after needing just 5 plays to do so in their previous. Jones hands it off. This time it's Austin Johnson who gets the carry and the first down inside Blue Devil territory.
And the counter play off of that quarterback sweep they've had success with, and that one goes for at least 15 yards. I think Albion likes that formation. They have not Amari. They have Javon Jones singled up, and they have numbers to the other side.
Austin Johnson, the junior.
They're under center now.
He worked a lot hard in the offseason to build the body. Weighing in at 165 pounds to start the year. Johnson gets another carry, this time to the near side. A flag flies at the 35-yard line as Johnson's taken down before then, and an Albion offensive lineman down on the turf, though he popped up rather swiftly. That's Nick Ratter. Jim Martek to confer with the other officials. Mike Courtney, Robert Dorflein, Eric Majewski, and Bill Smith, the full crew at East Aurora High School tonight. Thursday night football. A few other games going on in Western New York tonight. We'll have scoring updates if we can get them at halftime.
Ended up being a nice night here. That was in jeopardy when we first got here. It looked pretty bleak, but nice night.
Driving in the rain here. Coming down sideways. Then just as we arrive at the press box, Coach Fata, a nice rainbow across the way, signifying a beautiful night of high school football.
Sure we brought that to East Aurora, you and I.
You know, some have said that. Previous broadcasts. You bring the sunshine to my Thursdays. That's what the people are saying.
I'm pretty sure no one said that.
First down and long, first and 19 from the 46. Amari Jones in the gun. Looks right, throws right, tipped, incomplete. Dallas Eckert, the intended target.
Yeah, Jones just missed Eckert there. Eckert had inside leverage on that route, but the ball sailed a little bit. So they're going to find themselves in long yardage here. Only one score game here. East Aurora's hanging in.
Well, that previous penalty on Albion backed him up for first and long. Now still here sitting at 2nd and 19. Those holding calls so crucial at the high school level in Western New York. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Jones throws the screen to Javon. Javon Jones beats Mersman to the sideline. He's spun out of bounds by the senior corner.
It's one way to get chunk yards, to get the ball to Javon Jones. Outrun someone to the right. Now they have a manageable third down. You got to think, too, they probably have 2 downs here.
We haven't seen Jacob Hewson yet this drive, the senior running back, leading the way in rushing attempts so far. Third down, 8 to go from the 35-yard line.
Jones singled up again.
He's atop your screen. High snap goes over the top of Amari Jones' head. Tries to make something of it. Steps up for a couple, but he's dropped at the 49-yard line as Brady O'Brien combines with Nick Volvo for the sack.
That's a shame. I think what you had there was that same play they ran on the touchdown where Javon Jones is on the post. He was open. He had leverage. It was like a replay of that touchdown, but the ball unfortunately went over his brother's head for a big loss.
4th down. And they're right where they were on the previous down, except they gain 1. 4th and 18.
You're going to see him come back to that post again. That's there.
Amari Jones, the punter, quarterback, safety, kicker, will boot this one away, though first we have a whistle and a flag. Albion pointing in the East Aurora direction.
You can't trust those guys, though. Offensive linemen, they'll lie.
Spoken like a true defensive end. And it will be, so.
Maybe the refs fell for it this time.
Proven honest is the offensive punt protect team of Albion. Amari Jones steps up 5 yards closer. This time they'll still punt it. 4th and 16 to go here. Jones boots it right. Waiting under it is Dylan Austin. He'll let it bounce once, twice. Javon Jones will down it. Though he had an opportunity to get it at the 1, it rolls into the end zone for a touchback.
I think he rolled in with it. I wish he would have tapped it back. He might have had a chance to get it down on the 1-yard line, but I think his momentum took him in the end zone. And as soon as that ball gets in there, it's going to be a touchback.
East Aurora Holland will take over on offense, still looking to respond to that Albion touchdown that started the second quarter. The 2-point conversion made it an 8-0 lead. Now with 5:13 to go in the first half, East Aurora looking for their first points. William Mersman had the chance on the previous 4th down, the last play from scrimmage for the Blue Devils. Look for number 81, who's lined up at the top of your screen. Fryer instead hands off to Jimmy Tresmond. Picks up a couple.
With 5 minutes here, East Aurora, I'm sure would like to have a nice 5-minute drive with a score at the end of it. They haven't really been able to sustain much offense, however.
They've yet to have more than one first down on each of their first 3 drives. Second down, 8 to go from their own 22. The Blue Devils 1-5 overall on the season, 1-4 in B2. The run along the near side of the offensive line, beaten down by Donovan Clark, as well as number 55, John Eibel.
That Albion front 7 pursues. They've hit their fits in terms of the run fits and got a decent gain there, but still that Albion defense is pretty disciplined. They don't over pursue. They hit their fits, and they really kind of stymied the East Aurora run game so far.
3rd and 4 from the 26. Fryer in shotgun, just 1 out wide to the top of your screen. In motion is Hornquist. Fryer looks at him, now looks downfield. Fryer steps up. Max Fryer past the 30, just around the line to gain.
It's going to be close. Now they're giving it to him.
Eric Majewski says he got enough based on the spot. No, they say just shy by about a yard. 4th and 1 for East Aurora.
I don't know. Jim Bartik insisted that they got it.
Well, now they will give him a first down. As the chains move, though, the marker was at 4th. Now they change it over to 1st. So there you go. First down for the East Aurora Holland Blue Devils.
Yeah, that was close. I don't know. See, Jim Bartik insisted it was a first down. Even though I don't know. It looked like it was a little shy. It's moot now.
1st and 10 from the 30. Fryer tucks it and runs to the right. Volvo gives him one screen. Aquil Gaffney wraps him up around the 25 for a loss.
Again, that Albion front 7 pursues, and they've been pretty impressive tonight so far. They haven't given much up in terms of the run game, other than the occasional scramble and design run by Fryer.
Fryer, 353 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground on just under 70 attempts to enter this Week 7 matchup. He was key in the Blue Devils' victory this season over Dunkirk back in Week 3, their lone win so far against a currently winless Marauders team. 2nd down, 13 to go at the 27. Hornquist moves again. Low snap handled. Pump fake. Throw down the sideline. Intercepted. Amari Jones with his 2nd pick on the day.
Yeah, they ran that play earlier where they had Dylan Austin open. This time he was not open, and Amari Jones says, "You're not going to fool me twice," and he picked that clean.
The first drive of the game ended with an Amari Jones interception. The most recent, the same, and Albion will look to add on to their 8-0 lead. 1st and 10 from their own 43.
Amari Jones is pretty good at football, huh?
Well, he was a Connolly Cup finalist last week. The Connolly Cup nominees will get a look at those nominees there. Amari Jones from Albion, one of the players of the week. Now, once you get a nomination, you're in the running for the trophy at the end of the season. 10 finalists will be chosen in a couple of weeks. As you look across the names on your screen there, Dorian Fossen Jr. on the bottom left, Williamsville East Flame. We'll get a chance to see him next week as we'll head to All High Stadium for a Class A showdown between Will East and the McKinley Max. 1:36 to go in this first half of play Albion from their own 43 will have a chance to go up here. Coach, how crucial would a score be for the Purple Eagles?
Yeah, crucial for both teams at the end of a half like this. If you're East Aurora, you got to think, I got to get out of this half and keep it a one-score game. And on the other side of things, if you're Albion, it's a completely different story because you're going to get the ball back in the second half. So if you can get something here, maybe a quick strike, I would not be at all surprised if you see them go back to that post route or something singled up over there to Javon Jones.
Javon one-on-one with Dylan Austin atop your screen.
Yeah, they're under center now.
Amari hands it off. Houston bounces past one, then he's wrapped up by a host of Blue Devils, including Edward Randall right at the defensive line.
Yeah, Coach Script might figure, we get the ball in the second half. Why risk something? And it's just straight dive there. So I'm wondering maybe they are content going to the half.
An injury timeout called on the field as an Albion Purple Eagle offensive lineman's down on the field. Looking forward to halftime, folks. We invite you to stick with us. We'll have interviews with both head coaches with Tom Prince down on the sidelines. Tom will then join us up in the booth to recap and look forward to a few games going on in Western New York this weekend that we'll have on our networks. And a recap of the first half with you, Mike Fata.
Oh, wonderful.
I can't wait for that. We'll
I get halftime this week. I must be coming up. Looks like Ratter was down there injured. I shouldn't say injured. He was just hurt.
The lone senior on the offensive line for Albion, as we've got some up-close shots. Mario Hall on the scene down on the sidelines. Getting some views in the huddle. There you see the assistant coach Mike Fay, D coordinator and wide receivers coach.
Some good footage there.
The former offensive lineman at the University at Buffalo, David Scripp, relays the play call. 1:22 to go in the first half. Albion up by one score. 4 wide. Javon Jones in the top slot. He takes off. Amari Jones instead looks to the near side, looking for Nick Harling. Incomplete, though a flag flies. Jimmy Tresman in coverage on the play.
I think Harling would have stepped out of bounds there on the way down.
Well, the flag was nowhere near where the players collided.
Well, usually their hat comes off of the official there if they're out of bounds, but I had him out of bounds. I'm not sure if that was the case.
Robert Dorflein, the official on the near sideline, was the one that threw the flag. He now confers with Jim Martek. As you look at the Class B2 landscape, Albion currently sitting in the number 2 spot, 4-2 overall, 3-2 in the conference. If they can win today, it would help their playoff chances at a home game. They've got one more game next week, though it is a non-league matchup with their rival, the Medina Mustangs, who are just west of Albion.
Yeah, those two teams know each other well. One of the longer rivalries around.
Medina's been rolling so far this year, dominant in Class C. They won the sectional championship last year. It's a good litmus test heading into the playoffs, having a non-league matchup like that.
Yeah, Coach Valley's got it rolling up there. Yeah, that's what it was. He was out of bounds.
So it's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. Well, that's not helping the Purple Eagles at all. 1:04 to go. Coach, you think about just running the clock out here.
Yeah, at this point, you might change your strategy. Pretty harsh penalty, I think, for running out of bounds and coming back in.
Some of the rules at the high school level here in Western New York scratch the heads of parents, coaches, and players alike. 1:04 to go in the half. Albion's up by one score thanks to a Javon Jones score that started this second quarter.
Then again, Albion might take a shot.
Amari Jones will run up the middle. Bounces away from Brady O'Brien. Now heads towards the sideline where he's chased out by Mersman and Hornquist.
I would have liked to see Jones stay in bounds there, because the last thing you want to do is punt for no reason. So if they're not successful on third down here, you might get a timeout out of East Aurora and make them punt.
The Purple Eagles have converted on their third down attempt so far this game. $11 first downs so far for Albion. Amari Jones throws the screen to Javon Jones. Jukes his way to the middle of the field. Javon wants to flip it, and Javon will take it past the 40. Javon Jones has the first down and then some. What a play from the senior receiver.
Yeah, Javon Jones running about a mile there, but he did get the first down, and 40 seconds left. They're rolling again.
And he got out of bounds, so the clock stops with 39 seconds left.
Just like Coach drew it up. Throw the ball to the left sideline and end up on the right.
Every other first down picked up by Albion was a run. That's their first passing completion on third down. 1st and 10 now from the opposing 44. Amari drops back. Looking to the near side. He's got Kwame Riley. Incomplete.
Yeah, Riley had a shot at that. I'll tell you what, Amari Jones just threw that ball 50 yards in the air. On target.
Dylan Austin had to come back and play that one well defensively.
That's impressive arm strength from somebody who seems to be able to do it all.
Well, that's how Amari Jones won the quarterback spot back when they were about 7 years old. Him and Javon lined up. Their dad was their youth football coach. They sent him out on a line and said, whoever throws the furthest is our quarterback. Amari Jones still has that arm strength.
Yeah, what a day. It changed the course of his life.
Yeah. I had a good rest the night before. Amari Jones goes right back to the air, looking for his brother. Incomplete. Mersman was there defensively.
Yeah, double moves there. They still have two more shots. Be interesting to see if they try to pick up a first down, maybe get half of this, get a little closer to the end zone.
Interestingly enough, Coach, Amari Jones said he never wanted to be a quarterback. He'd rather play safety full time.
Does he still feel this way?
Yeah, he said that on, well, at least on Columbus Day. We'll see if.
Well, you can tell he enjoys playing the game, right? He's just as active defensively as he is offensively, and here's running the ball.
To the near side, Amari makes one man fall and gets to the 32. Clock stops with 16 to go.
Smart play, smart call. We got a little closer here. Maybe testing what that formation, what East Aurora is going to do.
Well, he knows he's the kicker as well. If they're going to attempt a field goal, he's going to help himself.
Of course he is.
Both Amari and Javon with collegiate football hopes after this season. Amari's clearly got the talent, at least to play at the next level. But by the eye test, I'm no coach. I'm no recruiter.
He's so versatile, though, right? He has the talent, obviously, to play offense, but I think defensively, he's equally as effective. He's a physical kid. And you can tell he knows where the ball's going. He's always around it.
16 seconds to go. 1st and 10 at the 33. Amari looks over the middle, throws. Javon brings it in. They're dancing with the Joneses in the end zone. His second catch on the day, Javon Jones, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it seemed like a matter of time. At the time, if you kept throwing it downfield, they were going to get one, and there they are. End of the half, and as we said earlier, with them getting the ball in the second half, they have a chance to bust this wide open.
He had his first touchdown from 24 yards out, his second from 33. They'll attempt to go for one here as Corleone Payne steps up to kick, though it is blocked. A positive sign for the East Aurora Holland Blue Devils with 8 seconds to go in the first half. Now trailing by 14.
East Aurora had their 2 deep safeties back there, but the middle of the field is wide open. They were almost on the hashes, which allowed Javon Jones to run right down the middle of the field, get some leverage on that safety, and the rest is in the end zone. Tough way to end the half for East Aurora. They were right in it.
They had Albion backed up, 3rd down and 13 to go from their own side of the field. Amari Jones, those intangibles. He makes a play scrambling. That was Javon Jones, rather, who made the play scrambling to the far side, picked up the first. Bing, bang, boom. The Jones brothers worked their way down the field. 14-zip is our score with 8 seconds to go. Does that change the halftime speech from the coach?
Well, I get a feeling it'll just be business as usual, right? I mean, if you're Albion, you're kind of plugging along, you're executing, you played a situation very well at the end of the half, and you got to be thinking, if you're a player or a coach, that this possession in the second half has a real chance to put the nail in the coffin here.
Mersman, as the clock ticks away, cuts to the near side. Stays in bounds, lowers his shoulder, and pushes out as the clock goes down to zeros. The Albion Purple Eagles will receive the kick to start the second half. But first, we'll go down on the sideline as our Tom Prince will shortly be joined by the Albion head coach, David Scripp. At some point, we'll get Tom down on the sideline, though. At this point, Mike Fata, the Albion Purple Eagles up by 2 scores.
Yeah, it really – oh, there's Tom. No. It really feels like, Albion has the Jones brothers and East Aurora doesn't, right? I mean, that's to me, to oversimplify it, that's the story of the first half.
Our Tom Prince is standing by with head coach David Scripp. Tom?
Coach Scripp, great first half right here, right? No doubt you've been able to move the ball. So talk about what are you going to go in at halftime and talk about team 2.
We just have to be consistent, have to run the football well, just have to be on the same page and just play hard-nosed football.
Any adjustments that you want to see in the second half?
Not too much, just be able to execute the plays.
No doubt about it. Hey, Coach, big first half right now. In a must-win game, too, is that something that helps change in the minds of any of the kids right now?
We just take it one game at a time, really. So, the kids know that we got to take it one play at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time. So, not really.
No doubt. Hey, Coach, good luck the rest of the way, all right?
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll send you to break and rejoin you with a recap of half number 1 with Coach Fata. It's halftime. Albion up 14-zip over East Aurora Holland right here on Western New York Athletics.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
It's halftime between the Albion Purple Eagles and East Aurora Holland Blue Devils. Currently a 14-0 lead for the visitors on senior night here at East Aurora. At halftime, we welcome you inside the press box. Coach Mike Fatta joining me, Jack Cruiser, on Western New York Athletics. Coach, out of that first half, what stands out to you most about this Albion Purple Eagles team?
Right. So, as we said at the close there, I think it might be as simple as Albion has the Jones brothers and East Aurora does not. So I think everything goes through certainly Amani Jones and his brother. But on the other side of the ball, Coach Swinich wanted to make sure Max Fryer was involved, and I don't know if he has enough support around him to really be effective. I think certainly he's got players around him, but it seems like he has to put it all on his shoulders. I don't know if that's going to be the way to win today.
Is there anything that you see East Aurora's offense could do at this point in the second half, change things up a little and build some momentum?
Yeah, I think they have to get Jimmy Tresman involved a little more maybe, and they have to connect with Mersman. And they came close. The opening play did that, but they weren't consistent enough with that connection. I don't think he's had another catch.
And for those Albion Purple Eagles, Amari and Javon Jones, so crucial in that first half. Amari Jones, 2 picks on the defensive side of things. Yeah. He's got 2 passing touchdowns, both to his brother Javon through the air. How do you slow down the Jones brothers?
Yeah, they haven't done it yet, right? So I don't know that you can slow them down because they can run it, they can pass it, and that connection is pretty lethal.
Well, we hope that you stick around. We'll come back after this quick message from our sponsors with Tom Prince, who will feature and highlight the upcoming games on the Western New York athletic schedule this weekend. We'll be right back after this on halftime here. East Aurora down 14-0 to Albion.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
Back at halftime, Albion up 14-0 over the last. Back at halftime, Albion up 14-0 at halftime on senior night for East Aurora Holland. I'm joined now in the press box by our own Tom Prince. And Tom, let's talk a little bit about what we've got coming up on Western New York Athletics this weekend, starting with our matchup tomorrow night. We've got two, one live, one on delay. Let's first take a look at our 7 o'clock game, Iroquois at West Seneca East.
That is the battle right now. The Bees, right? You got an undefeated Iroquois team, one loss West Seneca East team. Lost to Pioneer in a kind of what was an upset at the time against Pioneer. But I'll tell you, this right now is for that division, right? For that number 1 seed. This becomes big. You're going to see is West Seneca, absolutely a run team, right? You're going to see them try to run the ball. And now you've seen Iroquois get better, and better. And their freshman quarterback is ready to come up big in Kleitz. Justice Kleitz absolutely having a great year. Trevor Berry, absolutely a kid that should be considered for the Conley Cup right there. No doubt we've got some big things, and that's going to be a fun game to be at. It really will.
Now at 10 o'clock on tape delay, we will have our own version of the Jamestown at Niagara Wheatfield game at 10 o'clock.
Niagara Wheatfield trying to get better and better each week, right? That's what they're trying to do. They've got right now youth as far as that's in there, and a brand new coach in Coach O'Brien, which everybody knows is Coach Basketball, now doing his thing in the football. I'll tell you, that's going to be a program again led by that coach. But you're going against right now one of the powerhouses in Western New York, and that's Jamestown, and that may be a tough one there for Niagara Wheatfield.
Then on Saturday, our lone matchup on our network at 2 p.m. It's the St. Joe's Marauders, who have had an incredible start to this season. They're taking on a powerhouse in the Monsignor Martin in St. Francis.
And what I believe is the true powerhouse in Western New York is St. Francis. That line is second to none right now. I'll tell you, I love how St. Joe's has taken the step, though, from last year to this year, gotten better. You're seeing some great things from them. But I'll tell you right now, that line for St. Francis is legit. That team is legit. I think this could be a long day for St. Joe's.
On Friday night, if you want to catch all 8 games across Western New York, it's the Friday night final drive at 7:30 p.m. with Francis Beck. He brings you red zone style coverage from high school football across Western New York. Francis Beck, as we let Tom Prince go down to the sidelines, Francis Beck will lead you through Friday Night Lights in Western New York. We'll take a break again and be joined by Coach Fata. On the other side of this is Tom Prince. We'll catch up with the head coach from East Aurora. You're watching high school football here on Western New York Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
You're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all.
Back at halftime, our Tom Prince is down on the sidelines with head coach John Swinich. Tom?
So, Coach, first half, defense comes up big, right? I know it was a late touchdown right there. Defense right now. What do you tell the team right there at halftime?
Just keep grinding and doing what we're doing. We just missed on those couple of deep shots we took. I mean, we were just off by a hair. So second half, we're going to keep on doing what we said we were going to do. Defensively, just tighten up a little bit and maybe get that coverage cleaned up.
So changes on offense. You're looking to try to get those? Any changes you're looking to make?
We're going to try to control the ball maybe a little more, kind of keep our defense off a little bit, give them a break, and then where those deep shots are, we're going to take them.
Coach, you've been in every game so far in this year, besides one, but every game you've been in, right? How do you come off and build off that?
The guys have been great. The guys keep grinding. They're learning from it, and they learn to keep fighting and hanging in there. So we've been down 14-0 and came back in most of our games that we were down 14-0. So we believe we can do it, and we're going to go out and do it.
Awesome. Coach, good luck the rest of the way, all right?
Thank you.
There's Coach John Swinich of East Aurora Holland. Hopefully a motivated Blue Devils team on senior night playing under these lights for the last time this season are those graduating seniors, 9 in the class of 2022, 6 of which also baseball players, so they'll also get a chance to play a senior night later on in their senior season. The Albion Purple Eagles won the toss and elected to defer back in the first half, so they will receive the opening kick here in half number 2. Coach Fata rejoins us for half number 2. Albion scores that last drive. On that last drive, 8 seconds left in the first half. How can they build off that here?
Yeah, they. I mean, I think they're probably just going to keep trying to do what they're doing, right? I mean, they've moved the ball consistently, unlike East Aurora. They've had success running, passing, balance in doing so, and I think moving forward here, they're just probably just going to try to just keep doing what they're doing, and you heard that from Coach Script.
4 drives for each team in the first half. 2 drives for East Aurora ended in interceptions. 2 drives for Albion off of those picks ended in touchdowns. Amari Jones on the kick return, spins his way to the middle. A big block at the 25, no flag thrown. Amari Jones turns nothing into a huge return.
Yeah, I thought I was going to see a flag there in today's football. The guy coming back and blocking back like that. Thought that was a penalty, but I don't know what the penalty anymore.
Usually you do see any sort of contact on a return like that, especially when a player cuts from one side to the other. You're getting nailed for something.
When the blocker comes back and is running against the grain like that, you usually do see that. But
14 seconds elapse on that kick return for Amari Jones. 1st and 10 from their own 41, and a handoff to Jacob Hewson, who's got the first down and then some. Huseman with a blocker. Jacob Hewson to the 10, to the 5, spinning his way down to the 1. Take it back. It's Javon Jones on the big run.
Yeah, Jones all the way to the 1-yard line. Eckert had a pretty good block there downfield as well to help him get those extra yards, but that's the way you start a half, right? They come out of 2-back formation, which has been a 100% run for them so far, and there's another one right down to the 1-yard line.
A 53-yard run on first down to start the second half. Javon Jones, 2 receiving touchdowns on the day so far, uses his legs and gets down to the 1-yard line. 1st and goal for the Purple Eagles. Amari will go under center with his brother Javon behind him. Amari keeps, dives. Touchdown, Purple Eagles. Amari Jones with his 6th rushing touchdown on the season. Albion goes up 3 scores.
Yeah, Jack, Albion going to that 3-back formation. I just had PTSDs. They've been running that for 40 years, I think, that formation. I know it would keep me up at night. Number 8 there, kind of like the power back, and then the offset back behind him.
2-point attempt. Javon is wrapped up by Brady O'Brien.
East Aurora's wise there.
20-0, the Purple Eagles lead. 2 plays, 54 yards in after the 14-second kickoff return. It took off just 40 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, you asked what they're thinking come out of the half. I'm sure that, hats off to, probably the guy Albion had up top or one of the assistant coaches that came in with some ideas of something they saw that East Aurora was vulnerable with in that formation. And I'm sure it's no coincidence that the first play from scrimmage went for 50 yards and a quick score.
Albion nearly scored on their first drive way back in the first half. A turnover on downs kept the game at 0-0. And that's where it stood after 1 quarter of play. The first play in the second quarter, Albion scores. The first play here in the third quarter, Albion goes for 53, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run from Amari Jones. 20-0. The visitors lead here at East Aurora High School. Mersman will return this one from his own 5. Mersman cuts right. Dives upfield to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, quick switch of this game, huh? With 8 seconds left in the half, and then what do you say? How many seconds into the second half, and boom, it's 20-0.
Amari Jones on that kick return gets him to the 48. Javon Jones with the big run sets him up at the 1-yard line. They go back and forth. Then Amari caps it off in the end zone. 10:55 to go in the third quarter. East Aurora will take over at their own 30 as a horn sounds. Inadvertent, perhaps? Unless that's just the Freedom Drivers of America behind us.
I've been an overzealous senior night parent.
Could have been. The Vuvuzelas were wild here a couple of weeks ago watching film, prepping for this game. There were packed stands here at East Aurora. Vuvuzelas, I had to prepare. I brought my earbuds just in case, but they haven't brought out the horns here today.
I don't know what a vuvuzela is, Jack.
The soccer, the long horn. All right.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Look it up. Use Google.
I will.
10.5 to go in the third quarter. East Aurora, second down after a good gain on first. 2nd and 3, 10.5 to go. Trailing by 3 scores. Handoff inside. It's Hornquist to the 40. He's met there by Amari Jones. We mentioned how he loves the defensive side of the ball. That's why.
How do you not love how Amari Jones plays football, huh? I mean, usually those quarterbacks are, those pretty guys sitting back there and, doing pretty things, but he's a player, right? He's a football player all around, and he's gritty, and he's got all of it. And you could see on that defensive play, he not only made the tackle, but he finished it.
Spoken like a true defensive player. When I asked Amari Jones about playing the defensive side, why he loved it so much, he said, well, I got a lot of pent-up aggression. I get to take it out down on the field.
Yeah, he gets to flip the script. Pun intended there.
1st and 10. Fryer to the right side. Fryer near the first down marker, spins his way to midfield. The big run for the senior quarterback sets up 2nd and short again. You mentioned at halftime, Coach, Fryer has a lot on his plate being asked of him with injuries across the offense, though he stepped up seemingly on his first drive here in the second half.
Yeah, so far. So, like we said, he's got a lot on his shoulders. He's going to have to carry this team moving forward, and I think they're just looking for anything positive at this point, get on the scoreboard.
2nd and 2, handoff Jimmy Tresmid up the right side, met there and taken down. Javon Jones, the first on the tackle.
Yeah, not to harp on it, but that front 7 from Albion really gets after it. They're kind of like the unsung heroes here. For me, they've consistently stopped the run of East Aurora, with the exception of maybe some unscripted things from Max Fryer, but you could just tell they're well coached. They have their eyes on the ball, and they flow and fill, in a well coached way.
Aquil Gaffney, Donovan Clark, Mason Lynch, and Austin Johnson, the front 4 for Albion. That's near side to far side across your screen, though it looks like the Purple Eagles are sending the house here on 3rd down, and they do. Fryer tucks it and runs to his left, follows his blockers, gets forward before losing the football. Albion recovers, falling on it, Jacob Hewson.
Yeah, Fryer doing everything he can there to get a first down for his team, and unfortunately he coughed it up, which again gives Albion the ball in good field position.
Albion takes over right at midfield, just inside offensive territory at the 48-yard line. It looked like Fryer had that first down, then he turns and looks back. He lost the football.
Yeah, he forgot the most important thing, but he's just playing hard, though. He's trying to, like we said, there's a lot on his shoulders. He's trying to make it happen, and you can't fault him for that. Just unfortunately, he coughed it up.
This officially the best starting field position on the day for Albion. 1st and 10 at the opposing 48. Hand off to Javon Jones. Speedy up the middle. Javon to the near numbers. Follow and blocker. Javon Jones cuts back and has his 3rd touchdown on the day.
Just a counter play to counter his longer run from previous in the first half there, and again he had some big holes leading the way there. You know, that junior side of the line with Roy O'Brien and I think it's Killian Linen, the center, blowing open those big holes, and this is now a big blowout.
That's John Eibel, the center for Albion, making the play there. No, sorry to correct you there, Coach.
I was reading the wrong team.
There you go.
So I'm sure those guys are doing a good job as well.
The kick is blocked, so that's the 3rd straight touchdown that has resulted in no extra points. However, you can't complain if you're the Purple Eagles. 26-0. Javon Jones, 3 touchdowns. Most recently, a 48-yard run. Good for 6.
Yeah, those guys are special, and I think we're going to see here is maybe Albion spreading the ball to some different guys now as this game's seemingly getting out of hand.
East Aurora Holland still looking for their first score. They're looking for their first win since week 3. They've got one more opportunity next week, though likely it will not happen as they go to Iroquois for their week 8 rivalry matchup with a dominant team that me and Tom talked about at halftime. Trey Kleitz and company, or Justice Kleitz rather. Trey Kleitz, the last quarterback, preceded by his younger brother, the freshman quarterback at Iroquois, Justice. Trevor Berry and company, they'll be on our networks this weekend. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., they'll be at West Seneca East before taking on these Blue Devils next week. Rounding out the 2022 season. Coach, we're already at the final week of high school football.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Did it feel like it blew by this fast as a coach?
No. It's well, this is we don't put the work those guys put in, right? Certainly you put a lot of work in, Jack, but being at practice every day and living it and breathing it, it's a long season, especially if you do it right.
Mersman had the return there for East Aurora Holland. They'll start deep in their own territory at the 20. Although you, of course, spent a lot of extra time away from the practice field preparing for each matchup. You feel a lot of coaches do that the same way. It definitely adds to the amount of time it feels like it takes to get from week 1 to week 8 and then into the playoffs. I'm sure those hours of prep only climb.
The time these coaches put in is, I think it's unrecognized, and not a lot of people understand it unless you've done it. And, I'd say before you criticize these guys, you should walk a mile in their shoes, as they do a lot for these kids. And, it's high school football. They do it for the kids, not themselves. And it's a lot of work, and it's rewarding, but it is a lot of work, a lot of time.
Pre-snap flag thrown by head ref Jim Martek. 7:43 to go. This will be the second drive of the half for East Aurora. Their first drive resulting in a fumble after they were moving quite well up the field. Max Fryer had the team picking up first downs. They had one on that drive, though it'll be tougher to get first down here after the 5-yard penalty before the first snap.
Like Coach Winnett said, like he said to his team at halftime, you have to just keep grinding, and that's what he's looking for here. He's looking for them to put a drive together and grind through this tough spot they're in, and see who his guys are.
Here is Tresmond. Snuffed out and dropped by Kwame Riley. The sophomore springs from the cornerback position and brings down Tresmond.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Riley. You could put that in a tackling video, right? He was just perfect for him. The way he filled, his angle was perfect, and those guys are pinning their ears back now on the Albion side. They're having fun.
It wasn't all that fun to start this year for the Purple Eagles, starting out with back-to-back losses in divisional play, both at home. Faulkner came into Albion and won 30-16 after a 2-hour drive from Falconer up to Albion. Maryville then rolled into Albion and won 22-18 before the Purple Eagles flipped the script. It took a 2-hour drive of their own, going to Olean and coming out with a 38-21 victory. They did the same against Pioneer, Dunkirk, Cheektowaga, and now here against East Aurora Holland. On their way to 5 straight, the Purple Eagles turned a season that looked to go for naught to this could be something special.
Yeah, they certainly have their act together, right? They can run it, they can pass it, they play good defense. They have those 2 safeties back there kind of doing it all. They not only defend the pass, but they support the run, as you saw last down, Amari Jones making a tackle for loss from his safety position. So this team certainly seems to have it all. And tonight they do for sure.
Their eyes are set on Highmark Stadium for the sectional championship. Fryer chased out of the pocket. He's taken down right near the line of scrimmage. That's number 8, Austin Johnson.
And nothing open there for Fryer. Brings up in the 4th and long in their own territory, and Albion's rolling.
Johnson's 2nd sack on the season. 4th down and 15. Albion will receive a punt here as they send Javon and Amari Jones deep to receive.
Yeah, pick your poison there. Yeah, the 2-dig punt with their 2 stud athletes.
Who are you punting this to?
I don't know, man.
Right between them. This one instead will bounce.
The sideline.
Javon thought about scooping it, but he wisely lets it bounce. A solid roll for the East Aurora Holland Blue Devils. Back to their own 36. We'll take a break as the Blue Devils will come out on offense after this on Western New York Athletics.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work with a strong passion.
Back here in the 3rd quarter, 4.5 to go. The Albion offense back on the field. Javon Jones, 3 touchdowns so far today, gets the 1st down carry. He's wrapped up neatly by the East Aurora Holland future quarterback, Connor Schmidt, from the safety position.
Jones making something out of nothing there. Could have been tackled for a loss. Instead, he gets about 4 yards, and real impressive those Jones brothers today. I can't say enough about them on both sides of the ball. Not only Amari, who's maybe gets a little more press because he's the quarterback, but Javon certainly breaking some long runs. You see there making something out of nothing, and both of them in tandem are pretty dangerous.
Here's Javon.
Case in point.
Javon Jones. 2 men to beat, picks up 1 blocker. Javon. 4 touchdowns for Javon Jones. 2 through the air, 2 on the ground.
Yeah, he's having fun, right? He's bobbing and weaving through that East Aurora defense, and another long run. We think he has. How many yards do you have, Jack?
Well, that's a 60-yard touchdown run for Javon Jones. His last run went for 51 before being stopped at the 1-yard line. He's well over 100 yards rushing. He came into today with just 89 yards on the ground.
Yeah, banner day for him. And as they line up for the 2-point conversion, you got to think that one of those 2 guys will get the ball, right?
They haven't scored on a 2-point conversion since their first touchdown back in the 2nd quarter. It went a little something like this. Amari Jones in there for 2. That'll make it a 34-0 game. The Albion Purple Eagles Another quick drive, elapsing just 60 seconds of play on 2 plays. The Purple Eagles go 64 yards, a 60-yarder run in by Javon Jones.
You know, I think it's appropriate to mention the Albion linemen, you know, led by senior Nick Ratter. The rest are young. Luke Bell's a sophomore at the right tackle, and then John Agbo, Jason Lynch, and Alex Diaz are only juniors. So, those guys all day long have cleared the way for Javon Jones and others, and protected Amari Jones. They've had a great day, and they're one of the big reasons that it's 34-0 right now.
We've got a scoring update from Dunkirk in a game that the Cheektowaga Warriors must win to remain in the playoff race in Class B. The Dunkirk Marauders up 15-12 at the half over the visiting Warriors. Now, playoff scenarios. Maryvale takes on Olean this weekend. In this division, if Maryvale beats Olean, listen up, this is tough to follow, so I'll let you write it down here. If Maryvale beats Olean, Maryvale easily is the number 1 seed. They clinch it before their matchup with the Warriors of Cheektowaga next week. If Olean upsets Maryvale, and then Cheektowaga beats Maryvale next week, as a big return is brought on here by Dylan Austin. Dylan Austin to offensive territory past the 35. Put down your pen and paper. Dylan Austin with a huge return for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, if you're Coach Swinich, you want to see your guys who don't quit down 34-0, and good for Dylan Austin with his hard run right up the gut of that kick return team, and get some positive energy here in East Aurora.
Well, East Aurora with undoubtedly their best offensive territory start. Their first time in offensive territory at the opposing 35. Max Fryer looking to get things going from the shotgun. Throws over the middle. Hornquist lets it drop. So I'll just run that by one more time. If Olean and Cheektowaga both beat Maryvale this week and next week, it'll be a 5-way tie in Class B2, which all then havoc would ensue within the division and having to break down who makes what seed. And then you talk about one team with an equal record to that who would eventually get the number 1 seed would miss the postseason. So
5-way tie, huh?
That would all go for naught, though, if Maryvale just defeats Olean this weekend.
Oh, what fun would that be? 56 with the run, Jack.
Brady O'Brien, the former right guard, gets moved back with the injury to Brady Wiskup. The 6'5" running back Brady Wiskup went down on injury earlier this season. He was on his way to a terrific season so far, as Brady had 156 yards on just 16 carries, 2 touchdowns. He had a reception in there as well, but Brady was that perfect number 2 back behind James Tresman for this Blue Devils team. He goes down ending his sophomore season, hoping to bounce back next year, but stepping up in his place, we've mentioned Zach Hornquist. Now you get a look at the former left guard Rory O'Brien. This time it's Tresman to the 30.
Tresman with a hard run there. Again, if you're Coach Swinich, you're looking at this point to see who your guys are, who's not laying down, who's picking up their play, regardless of what the score is, and who has the character to lead your team forward to finish this year out.
4th down for the East Aurora Holland Blue Devils. 4 to go at the 29-yard line. And a new quarterback under center. It's Connor Schmidt, the sophomore. Schmidt throws over the middle. It is caught. Dylan Austin to the 12. First down, Blue Devils.
It seems so simple when it's executed, doesn't it? Quick slant there for a first down, and similar to the first play of the game where the quick slant got a quick bunch of yards, and East Aurora moving the ball here for one of the only times tonight.
It's a complete change of offense when Schmidt comes onto the field. Last year in relief for Fryer after going down in the first quarter, completing just 4 passes Fryer did before getting hit, bringing Schmidt onto the field. He had a decent game through the air. This time He completes a pass to Zach Hornquist on the near side. Minimal gain. The ball came out, though the official's right there to say Hornquist hit the turf first. Schmidt not the same runner that Max Fryer is.
And Schmidt seems to be confident throwing the ball, though. He kind of threw the ball into that cover 2 trap that Albion plays, and the corner sitting down on that out route, and kind of played right into the coverage there. But he is accurate, and he's confident throwing the ball.
2 touchdowns, no picks for Schmidt so far this season on 17 attempts passing. Schmidt throws to the end zone for Mersman. He just let it drop out of bounds.
Schmidt kind of gave a glance to Mersman there, like, come on, man, I laid it on you. But only a sophomore here. Something to build on if you're East Aurora. Seemingly have a sophomore quarterback, then come in here as a underclassman and play with confidence.
East Aurora Holland not having a JV team. They're split modified 7 through 9, varsity 10 through 12, so no need to bring up Schmidt from JV, though he had an impressive modified season last year playing against other 7 through 9 teams. Here he's going to tuck it and run up the middle. Met by 5 Purple Eagles at the 5-yard line. Schmidt crunched between all of them. He pops right back up.
You kind of see those white jerseys close on him, and then kind of folded him in half there as they closed in quickly. Brings up a 4th and 5 here. They can get a first down if they get inside the 2.
Scary to see when a quarterback didn't know what to do in that position, just starts tucking it and running past his offensive lineman. You see all those white jerseys surround him. You clench a little bit. At least I did.
Well, I'm sure he could smell the end zone. He's about 5 yards away from that, so that's a factor. And a little different feel than it is if it's at the 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Albion knew that as well, and they weren't about to let him run in there.
The third quarter has come to a close. 34-0, the Albion Purple Eagles rolling as Tom Prince is down on the field with another report. Tom, what do you got?
So right now, a couple things here. Your quarterback here in East Aurora, Max Fryer, he is a true 3-sport athlete. He is actually going to be the quarterback here in football. He's going to play unified basketball with his sister this year, and then he's going to go on to lacrosse where he's getting Division II looks right now. The new quarterback you're seeing in Connor right here, he is the future here, coming up from the modified team last year. Modified here is 7th, 8th, 9th here at East Aurora. He's the future. Watch out. He's someone big to look out for.
Thank you, Tom. Some more info there on Max Fryer playing unified basketball with his sister. Unified basketball, a national sport. They've got the national championship tournament played down in Florida. The Cheektowaga Warriors, coach, your school, represented New York State in the unified basketball playoffs last year. Did you get to see any games last year?
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen a unified basketball game, all the unified sports really, but I think basketball is probably their banner sport. It's just a great environment to be around, and if you haven't been to one, I recommend it.
So unified basketball, combining those with and without intellectual and physical disabilities, creating one basketball team, playing with each other. It's about breaking down those stereotypes, breaking barriers. I was fortunate enough to play on one of the first teams at Cheektowaga back when I was in high school. Just an unbelievable experience working with everyone, and then the crowd, of course, coming out and supporting every bucket that's made, not only by your team, by the visitors as well. It's overall such a positive environment. 4th and 5, East Aurora looking to make this environment positive, though it's tipped and intercepted the other way. Guess who? Amari Jones, not looking back, number 1 from his own 2 to the end zone. A 98-yard pick 6 for Amari Jones. Take a breath, young man.
Well, the rich get richer as Amari Jones just kind of fell in his lap. He was in a position to make the tackle, and look what I found, and before you know it, he's in the other end zone.
Amari Jones with his 3rd interception on the day, his first pick 6. He's got a rushing touchdown. He's got 3 passing touchdowns, and he's got an interception touchdown as well. Connolly Cup, are you listening yet?
Well, wait a minute. Who's had the better game? Amari Jones or his brother? Right.
Javon Jones would like to say I'm sure he's had the better day with over 100 yards rushing, 100 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns. And, of course, he's older by about 3 months. So, of course, he's going to say, I think I'm number one, I'd like to assume. Javon will look to get his first 2-point conversion. What a scoot by there with the slide to the left. And Javon has some extracurriculars down in the back of the end zone. Some kicking and shoving down as the Albion offensive lineman got into it. The senior Nick Ratter was involved. He was going at it with Dylan Hull, the junior from Holland High School, on the other side.
Yeah, you don't like to see that. Back to the Jones brothers. I don't know who I'd choose. I think I'd have their dad choose. kind of like he chose who's the quarterback, right?
Amari Jones. I mean, what a day. I think you give the edge to Amari just for what he's done on the defensive side as well. 3 picks and that 98-yard pick six. You saw him turn his head at the 30-yard line to see if anyone was near him. He saw a couple blue jerseys, and he didn't look back, looking like a true track star. He goes 98 yards. That's not a quick sprint. That's a tough distance.
Not at all. And I guess you're right. And then he's got a part of those passing touchdowns to his brother as well, so I guess you're right.
Player down on the field will send us to a timeout. 42-0, the Purple Eagles looking to clinch a playoff spot. They'll look to continue to do so after this in the fourth quarter on Western New York Athletics.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Back on Western New York Athletics, the Purple Eagles of Albion will kick it away after a 98-yard pick six from Amari Jones, added on to by the 2-point conversion from his brother Javon Jones, who have been all of the storylines here today from East Aurora High School. 42-0, 11:40 to go in the fourth quarter. The penalty after the previous touchdown, after the 2-point conversion, assessed to Nick Ratter, the offensive lineman for Albion, as there's still a man down in the end zone on the far left end of the screen. It's an East Aurora Blue Devil down there. The penalty yardage assessed on the kickoff will send the Purple Eagles back to their own 25 before they will kick it away with Corlone Payne.
Yeah, you hate to see that at the end of a game. I know it's lopsided and it's unfortunate because you know these kids put in so much hard work and the emotions fly high when things don't go your way, or maybe you get some extracurricular shot that you don't deserve, or whatever. But I'm sure the coaches are getting that under wraps now, and hopefully this East Aurora players, he's on his feet.
Dylan Hull, the junior offensive lineman, was down on the field for an extended period of time. He's getting some help from the athletic training staff here at East Aurora. Dylan Hull, a Holland student, getting a nice reception from the East Aurora fans here. He gets assistance to hobble his way across the field, though good to see him back up on his feet.
Yeah, he's getting there. But you have to, if you're East Aurora, you got to have a pride drive here and put something together, I think, and try to get something positive out of today.
Well, boy, they had a pride drive their last time as Connor Schmidt came in and He was driving down inside the 5-yard line, then a tipped pass where he was looking for Zach Hornquist. Tips off of him and into Amari Jones's hands, almost like everything's bouncing towards Amari Jones today.
Absolutely.
Though credit to his positioning, not taking anything away from Amari.
No, he's a football player. You know, he does it all. He seems like the kind of kid, too, that just, you know, the coach can ask him to do anything, and he'll do it. You know, you can tell his defensive game. He plays back there getting interceptions. He's at the line of scrimmage. They send him on pressure a few times, and, you know, he put his knee down, so they're going to get the ball at the 30-yard line, 25.
Amari Jones, also a basketball player, said this year he's taken the mentality of not just talking about it, but being about it. Well, I think he's been about it here today.
He's been about it. Whatever it is, he's been about it.
He's been about it with 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing, a pick 6, 2 other interceptions. Well, he was the Freak of the Week last year for Western New York Athletics. He might be the first back-to-back Freak of the Week for Tom Prince and Francis Beck of Western New York Athletics after this performance. We've got a scoring update from Medina as the Mustangs lead 24-7 over Akron in their matchup in Class C. The Medina Mustangs will play these Albion Purple Eagles in a big rivalry game next week. How about a big run here from Jimmy Tresman past the 45? Javon Jones hauls him down.
Yeah, there's no slowing down in Tresman's game. He hit that hole hard and squirted it through there for a big gain. Hopefully they can build on that and get some points on the board.
Tresman picks up the first down of the half for East Aurora on the ground. They got one through the air on their last drive from Schmidt. This one, their biggest first down gain on the day. 1st and 10 now at the 47. Handoff up the near side. Right up the gut. Hornquist.
You know, you think back, Jack, that 10 seconds left in the first half, this was an 8-0 game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then ever since then, it's been, you know, pedal to the floor for Albion. They haven't skipped a beat, making big plays on both sides of the ball, and, you know, coming through a super convincing victory here.
The second half, of course, that score from Albion with 8 seconds left in the first half springs their second half performance that started with a 30-yard kick return from Amari Jones. Connor Schmidt goes to the air. Mersman's there. He's got it. William Mersman. Touchdown, Blue Devils. 52 yards through the air. Schmidt gets his 3rd touchdown passing.
You know, the Albion corner, I'm not sure which, was pressed up on Mersman, and then Mersman beat him clean off the line. And then a perfect pass. He didn't break stride, and you know that's what Coach Swinish was looking for early in the game to establish. It hasn't happened, but again, those guys, you know, they're not quitting. They're playing hard, and I'm sure that's what Coach is looking for them.
You can see the future of the program. Connor Schmidt, a beautiful pass there, and he's looking to add on the 2-point conversion. He's got the blockers, backs his way to the goal line right into Amari Jones, though he got past the goal line indeed. 8 points on the board for East Aurora Holland. Talk about that for a pride drive, Coach.
Yeah. So as we said, we're impressed with Connor Schmidt. Since he's come in, they've thrown the ball effectively. You know, apparent there with that strike to the #1 receiver, Mersman.
3 plays, 1:31 eclipsed on the drive for East Aurora Holland from their own 30. They take it to the end zone for a 70-yard drive, capped off by a 52-yard William Mersman catch. An injured Blue Devil on the field will send us to break 42-8. The Albion Purple Eagles still lead in dominant fashion here from East Aurora High School on Western New York Athletics.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective pediatric care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Back at East Aurora High School, 42-8. The Albion Purple Eagles up as William Mersman's down on the field near the 5-yard line. We take a look now at this point at our upcoming games, as we mentioned with Tom Prince at halftime. Friday night, Iroquois and West Seneca East, Jamestown at Niagara Wheatfield, both on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and WNYathletics.com. Also Friday night is the Friday night final drive with Francis Beck, as he leads you through red zone style coverage on Friday night, 7:30 to 10. They'll bounce you between 8 different games, as well as give you as many scores as we can find online. So if you're a big football fan, you're a big high school football fan, nothing else going on Friday night, go ahead and join Francis on the Friday night final drive. And Saturday, our lone matchup in the Monsignor Martin Association, St. Joe's at St. Francis, in a battle of 2 teams at the top of their divisions right now. St. Francis with a potential Connolly Cup nominee as well. Ricardo Kidd has been quite impressive so far this season, as he was last. Though how about this guy on the left of your screen, Amari Jones? He has been quite impressive in terms of Connolly Cup, as far left and far right on your screen, Amari and Javon combined for all the scores here today.
Yeah, of all the players that I've seen play these games during the 7-week season here, Amari Jones has stood out as, to me, the best two-way player that I've seen. We've had some talented kids, Jack, on Thursday nights here, but he, to me, is the player that stands out the most when you think about both sides of the football, because he's equally, if not more, impressive defensively than he is offensively.
We saw Noah Willoughby at the quarterback position have a 6-touchdown day for South Park earlier this year. He was impressive at the quarterback position, though he saves his time on the defensive side to play more on the one side. You wonder if that has to play into account. You're not on the Connolly Cup board. You don't vote on it, but you have to assume that would play into their decision on who gets the nomination.
Yeah, I don't know. That it means something to me. I mean, to play both sides of the ball so well, and what he means to his team, it's doubled from someone that doesn't. And nothing against those other guys. I get it, but play quarterback, and maybe as a coach you may have a tendency to worry about an injury or somebody like that who your team runs through, but not this Albion team. He's not only playing safety back there, but he's doing everything defensively, and he's played all 3 levels and doing it well.
He's also deep to receive this kick, though the Purple Eagles will yield a few yards extra for it not going to Amari. They'll start around their own 40 after the quick kick was covered up by Nick Harling.
I think they're taking Amari out of the game now.
Blake Preston, the backup quarterback, the junior, will take over for Amari next year, all things if they do go according to plan. You wonder if they keep Javon in there as well to give him a number 1 target out wide, though at this point no need to have either of the Joneses out there. Instead, Nick Harling is the lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. Atop is Kwame Riley.
You got Javon in the backfield. That's the formation he usually gets the ball out of.
Here he is. Javon Jones into a mass of jerseys, down for a decent gain on first, keeping that clock a-rolling.
Yeah, you're going to get some second-team kids in here for Albion, and I think really what we want to see is them close out the game here and stay healthy, and certainly that's why Amari Jones is out of the game, but You also want to get these other guys to practice every day, some reps and some action and some in a live game, and it's always good team time when you're up like this and you get to see some different guys get some time.
In just his second season, David Scripp has taken over this program, in which they had a decent year last year, losing in the first round of the playoffs, though. He takes over this program, and in his second season went from an 0-2 start within his own divisional play as Kwame Riley bounces free for a first down and then some. Kwame Riley to the 40 out of bounds. Big run there from Kwame.
You can see his sideline get excited for him, and that's a tribute to coach and really the whole staff to get they're not on the bench, kind of resting in their laurels. They're rooting their teammates on, and Riley had a strong run there.
I tell you, that energy comes from assistant coach Mike Fay, who's always amped up on the sidelines, the defensive coordinator and wide receivers coach for the Albion Purple Eagles. Chad Owen, the other assistant coach on the squad. So an update from Cheektowaga and Dunkirk. Cheektowaga leads 26-15 as Cameron Warburton finds the end zone for the third time today. Cheektowaga up by 11 in a must-win situation at Dunkirk. Second down and 15 after a penalty brings back the Kwame Riley run. Though Kwame, the future of the wide receiver core, as he's only a sophomore here. Kwame from the backfield skips his way to the 38.
Yeah, it's a shame to see a holding penalty on that because, you get some different guys in there and they have a successful run and the penalty brings it back. And that's just a shame. That snap was through the hands of the quarterback, Harling. Now they're at 3rd and long.
So now deep in the gun, Blake Preston with Riley behind him. To his right, or his left rather, stands Austin Johnson. All juniors with Riley, the sophomore. It's a pitch to the youngest, most member of the backfield, and Kwame Riley turns the corner at the 40, still in bounds, down outside of play at the 20. Get the yards back, Kwame Riley.
Yeah, a quick little back is Riley. The big gain on the toss play there, and those chains are moving again, even for the second group here. Again, it's good to see that some other guys get some touches and have some success.
His older brother Shakwe, the senior, sidelined today. Shakwe will be back for action next week in the rivalry game against Medina, but fun for him to see his younger brother having a good performance here in extra time in the fourth quarter. Coach, have you ever had a roster with one set of brothers or even two?
One, not two. No, I don't think so.
When you had
set of brothers,
when you had the set of brothers, the twins, right? The Weekly twins.
Actually, we had a couple sets of brothers. Now I think about it. Yeah, the Weeklies are those boys were, I think, maybe 2017, 2018, maybe.
Around there.
Yeah.
A couple years younger than I was, or older rather. Does that change the culture in the locker room at all, or is it just kind of these are just another two players on the roster?
Well, in my experience, the brothers would just bust on each other, right? That was the dynamic that I remember.
The younger of the Riley brothers takes it down to the 5, still staying in bounds. A flag flies around the 12. Though you can assume when your brothers on your team, the Joneses at least, are your quarterback and your receiver. When they're the two stars and they put on performances like they did today, that's got to change the dynamic as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they're leaders of the team, and you could tell by I'm just looking at the sideline here, and Amari Jones last play was yelling in and encouraging his teammates that are in the game right now, and you could just tell from that alone that he's a leader of that team, and he's in it for everybody, not just himself and the starters. Another hold there.
5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
It's got to be frustrating if you're Albion that, or even if you're Kwame Riley, he's playing your heart out, and then these holding penalties pop up. I didn't see a hold out there. Not that there wasn't one, but it's just frustrating that these guys get the opportunity. There's these holding calls that come up that set them back.
A run for Riley. He gets the yardage back and walks his way into the end zone. Kwame Riley, his second touchdown on the season, extends the lead for the Purple Eagles.
As a sophomore, Riley looks like he'll be the future of this team. Despite a couple holding calls, he's getting chunks of yards at a time. Good for him and the second group of guys from Albion.
A 22-yard touchdown run. Kwame stays out there for the 2-point conversion attempt. The tailback, Blake Preston, pitches it to Riley. On the right side, Kwame jumps in. He's met right at the end zone by a Blue Devil, not before crossing the nose of the football past the goal line. A 50-burger has been reached by the Albion Purple Eagles. 50-8 the score, 4:42 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back on Western New York Athletics right after this.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective pediatric care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Four and a half minutes to go in the fourth quarter here on Western New York Athletics. Dylan Austin makes something out of nothing there. Again, we've seen a lot of that so far today from number 11. Gets to around the 15 before getting bumped out of bounds.
Dylan Austin with another hard run on a kick return.
Well, next week, Thursday Night Football returns to Robert Rich All-High Stadium. We've got the McKinley Max for the second time this year. We saw them take down Sweet Home last week. They return to our network on Thursday nights as they will take on the Williamsville East Flames, who got to figure some things out. They've dropped 2 games in a row now, and their senior quarterback, Sansone, has gone down with an injury. Up steps a sophomore quarterback in his place, Dorian Fossen Jr., still a Connolly Cup name in the conversation, as the Williamsville East Flames are fighting for their playoff lives this week, and it will continue next week. A throw on the run intercepted by Javon Jones, his first pick on the day. Getting himself in the conversation, and every official on the field has thrown a flag. Javon Jones is tackled at the 10.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that Javon Jones is going to score there, as every flag in the stadium came out.
That's the 5th pick on the season for Javon Jones, which brings him one more than his brother with 2 interceptions. No, he's got 3 interceptions today, so he's now even with Amari in interceptions.
Yeah, those guys are good at football.
3 picks for Amari Jones. His most recent one, a 98-yard pick 6. There's Amari Jones with his brother Javon. A happy sideline for Albion as those two will roll into Week 8 on a 5-game winning streak. They've been waiting for this year their whole lives growing up throwing the football together on the front lawn. Out in Albion, not much else to do out there but play ball. With collegiate football aspirations, the Joneses making themselves a case here today at East Aurora against a team 1-5 so far. You know, if you're an Albion fan, this is what you want to see out of your team on a 4-game win streak heading into the postseason push in your last league game, you know, beat up on a team that hasn't had the wins, right?
Yeah, and they wrap up with a rivalry game next week against against Medina. And it's a good way to wrap your season up and play for something, regardless if it's a league game or not. I know Albion and Coach Valley over at Medina have gone back and forth for years. Two good football programs that I don't know who will be favored next week.
Well, either way, Coach, is it nice when you've got your league schedule out of the way? I know you didn't really get to have that much against Maryville at Cheektowaga. Did you wish at times you had your league schedule wrapped up before that rivalry week?
Yeah, I don't know. It's always gives you something to play for, regardless of how your season went. You know, if good or bad, you have that game at the end of the year that you kind of have circled all year long. And I think it's good because regardless of where you are in the standings, you have something to play for at the end. But some of those rivalries are often lopsided, so that'd be a different factor as well.
Lancaster and Depew also playing next week in a rivalry match. A couple rivalries also this weekend. Perhaps a secondary or even tertiary rivalry for Lancaster is their matchup with Orchard Park. That also happens this week. That game not live streamed. Apologies on that. Our hands are tied. We can't have it on our networks. If Spectrum doesn't, nobody will. So that's where it stands at the AA class. But regardless, Lancaster will play against Orchard Park, looking for that number 2 seed, though it is assumed that those two will play each other in the first round of the AA playoffs regardless, as the 2 and 3 seeds. Bennett nearly wrapping up the number 1 seed with wins over both of them so far. First and 10 for Albion at the 21 with under a minute and a half to play. A fumble on the snap, diving to keep it on the visitors' possession was Blake Preston, though it is recovered by Albion.
Yeah, Albion in their 2-back run formation there, and then looks like they're just going to try to run it out.
7 weeks gone by already, Coach. We enter the final week of the regular season. We're locked in for our games at Highmark Stadium already. We're talking about Highmark Stadium, and the leaves have all changed, and they're starting to fall on the floor.
Yeah, it was just yesterday, it seems, that we were in Lakeshore for week 1. In that overtime game, and here we are, and the coats are on, and the hats are on, and it's that time of year. The playoffs are coming, which is exciting. Yeah, it went quick.
Not too bad.
It went quickly for me, anyway.
The final 40 seconds will tick away. Let's recap the scoring from this contest. East Aurora was tied with Albion after 1 quarter at no score. And then the first play of the second quarter, it all started with a touchdown put home by Javon Jones on a reception of 24 yards from Amari. They would connect on another. Javon Jones from 33 yards away made it 14-0 with 8 seconds to go in the first half before the second half was completely lopsided. 50-8, the lone East Aurora score coming late in this fourth quarter. 50-8, the final score from East Aurora Holland. Coach Fata, your players of the game, I would assume, are the Jones brothers.
The Jones brothers. Yeah, I don't think there's an argument otherwise. Very impressed to see those guys play, and with the end of the year wrapping up here, I'm interested to see where those guys lead their team. I know they're excited, and really they should be.
They'll head to Medina next week for a matchup with Well, they'll head to Albion for a matchup with Medina on Friday night in their rivalry matchup. East Aurora Holland will head to Iroquois for their rivalry game. Both teams complete their B2 play this season. Albion moves to 5-2 overall, 4-2 in B2. East Aurora Holland drops their 6th loss on the year and wrap up with a game at Iroquois next week. Well, for everyone here at Western New York Athletics, I invite you to check our social channels for the interviews with the Jones brothers after this match is concluded, after we get the interviews up there tomorrow. Check those out. Your final score from East Aurora, 50-8 for Heidi Gunther producing. Russ Battaglia on the camera with Mario Hall down on the field. Tom Prince and Mike Fatta. I'm Jack Cruiser, and I bid you adieu.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.